Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Accent Training Podcast. My name is Pat. I'm your personal American accent coach. And by the end of our lesson today, you're going to know how to hold people's attention better and how to ask questions in a way that invites discussion and engagement. This is done through an intonational pattern. The pattern sounds like, Now, I know that sounds a little abstract, but when we put that, with some words, we get, how was your day? What do you do for work? Where can we park? You see, only one word is getting emphasized in each of these open questions. And that's the key to holding people's attention. Now, you see, a lot of people notice that Americans are using intonation when they're speaking, but they don't really grasp the patterns for themselves. And this may mean that they use the wrong intonation, such as the intonation for yes or no questions, which is what we hear with questions like, do you want any? Can I park here? Is this your seat? That intonation sounds like, and it does not invite engagement and discussion. In fact, it only invites a yes or no answer. So if you want to get people involved in the conversation, get more of a flow like, what's your decision? What do you think? Where would you go? Which tools do we need? What's over there? Now, a common question that I'll get asked at this point is, what word needs to be emphasized? How can you tell where to put the emphasis? Does it have to be on the final word in the question? It doesn't have to be on the final word. It just has to be on the detail that you want to bring people's attention to the most. Now, for today's lesson, we're just going to focus on the final word in each of these questions. You don't have to get this perfect by the end of our lesson today. You just need to start noticing that people are doing this. So repeat a few useful questions after me, using a confident intonational flow that invites engagement. What are your plans for the weekend? What do you do for work? What do you think about this? When's the deadline? Where can we park? When are you coming over? How did you figure that out? Where should we eat? How far is it from here? What'll it cost? And so you may be wondering, how can you develop this for yourself and start using it without hesitating? Well, number one, you can start doing what a new student of mine is doing who lives in New York City. He texted me, I haven't stopped humming this intonational pattern since our class, and now I'm hearing it in everyone's speech. All he's doing is repeating it to himself. And walking around the city, keeping an ear out and noticing others doing it as well when they're speaking. So start humming that pattern to yourself to put your brain on track. The next thing is that you're going to notice other people doing it, but you're going to notice that you're not doing it. Now, some people get frustrated and discouraged there because they feel like they're never going to get it. But you won't, because you know that this means you've had a major development. Your brain is now able to identify the pattern, which means that it's able to start repeating the pattern. You just need to keep reminding yourself of it with that calibration. And then step number 3 is going to be to prepare some phrases for yourself that use this intonation, phrases that are useful for you in your everyday English speaking. Some situation where you want to be able to invite discussion and engagement from others. Preemptively create phrases that you'll need for that situation. Practice them using the calibration, and then go out and confidently test this for yourself. If you follow those 3 steps, you will make mistakes, but every mistake will bring you closer to success. We're looking to fail upwards here, folks. We're failing until we get it right. And if you like the sound of that, then make sure you keep an eye out for our next episode, which is going to cover changes of context and how raising your voice up in a certain word can add another shade of meaning to better get your point across. So make sure that you're following the Accent Training Podcast to be ready for when that episode drops. And have a good one, my friend. You and I are here to see that English communication is a bridge for your personal and professional life, not a barrier. With a structured approach, you'll stop wasting time guessing and start seeing compounding results to quickly let your expertise be the focus, not your pronunciation. Open the link in the show notes now and book your first free consultation with me. I'll personally show you what those next steps look like.